मामभिजानन्ति तत्ते नातश्चवन्ति ते जन्ति देवव्रता देवान् पितॄन् यान्ति पितृव्रता भूतानि जन्ति भूतेज्या जन्ति मद्जाजिनोऽपि मां पत्रं पुष्पं फलं तोयं जो मे भक्त्या प्रयच्छति तदहं भक्तुपहृतम् अस्नामि प्रयतात्मनः यत् करोषि यदश्नासि यज्जुहोषि ददासि यत् तपस्यसि कौन्तेय तत् कुरुष्व मदर्पणम् शुभाशुभफलैरेवं मक्ष्यसे कर्मबन्धनैः संन्यासः योगयुक्तात्मा विमुक्तो मामुपैष्यसि समं सर्वभूतेषु न मे दिश्यस्ति न प्रियः ये भजन्ति तुमां भक्त्या मयि तेषु चाप्यहम् अपि चेत् सुदुराचारो भजते मामनन्यभाक् साधुरेव समन्तद्वः सम्यग् व्यवसितो हि सः क्षिप्रं भवति धर्मात्मा सच्छान्तिं निगच्छति कौन्तेय प्रतिजानीहि न मे भक्तः प्रणश्यति मां हि पार्थ व्यपाश्रित्य जेपीषु पापजोनयः स्त्रियो वैश्यास्तथा शूद्रास्तेऽपि यान्ति परां गतिम् किं पुनर्ब्राह्मणा पुण्या भक्ता राजर्षयस्तथा अनित्यम् असुखं लोकम् इमं प्राप्य भजस्व मां मन्मना भव मद्भक्तो मज्जाजी मां नमस्कुरु मामेवैष्यसि युक्तैवम् आत्मानं मत्परायणः.
Okay, so here we are, coming to the end of the 9th chapter. And it was nice actually to recap, because it's been a whole week, like the world could have ended in that time, so many things have happened. So it was nice to review the chapter, and very important chapter in Gita, as Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he's pointed out that we can see the Gita can be seen in as being comprised of 3 principal sections or divisions. The first 6 chapters dealing mainly with karma yoga, the last 6 chapters jnana yoga, and the middle 6 with bhakti. So here we're in the middle, in chapter 9, in the middle of the section of bhakti, and particularly this chapter and also the 12th chapter, they're like, glorifying the position of bhakti. And you see in these verses, Krishna's, giving such high importance to bhakti, that who is a bhakta, I personally take care of them, Ananyas chintayantam mam ye jana paryupasate, that those who are devoted to me, who are always thinking of me and serving me, I personally, they are in my personal care, not some indirect connection, but I'm personally looking out for them and supplying for them what they need. And then also those verses, api chet sudaracharo bhajate mamananya bhak, and then kipram bhavati dharma, saying that, how great is bhakti, that even if a sinful person, even if someone who's totally and utterly disqualified by any normal standard, if they have some touch of bhakti, you must consider them to be a sadhu. Even if they're, immoral and unqualified, low class, rough persons, if they have some connection with bhakti, then you must honor them. So how high is the position of bhakti? And that other verse that how does it go? But saying even the lowest of persons, if they take to the path of bhakti, they will be purified, they will be elevated, they should be considered worshipable. So
even Krishna uses Sudra, like the lowest.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, mam hi parta vyapashritya ye pisyu papayonayo striyo vaishyas tata shudras te piyanti param gatim. Like that. Yes, even the lowest class person, the most, unregarded persons, persons who normally would be dismissed without a second thought, they will be elevated, they will be purified, they will attain the highest position through this very simple practice, There's no prerequisite, some particular intellectual power or knowledge or some physical prowess, nothing is needed, but this, manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. Just give yourself to me, give your mind to me, give your heart to me, be my devotee, offer yourself to me, dedicate everything to me. That is all. Don't have to change anything or have anything or be anything. Just wherever you are and whatever you are. Just turn your face towards me, give your heart to me. So it's most encouraging. Okay, so should we all together chant this verse? Manmana. Oh, should I make it bigger? It's a little small, right? Sorry. What happened?
Oh, it's up.
Up? No, this is 17. Am I in the next chapter now? Oh, I'm very confused now. What happened? No, I went back to the beginning. Is that a good size? What? Oh my goodness. I went that far up? How did that happen? Anyway, we all know the verse by heart, so. Oh, it's actually the very last verse. Okay. Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vaishyasis daivam atmana matparayana. I'm so familiar with the other verse I was going to. Okay, so Mahamanjari, you want to read the translation?
Always think of me, be my devotee, always worship me and offer obeisances to me. Thus, offering yourself to me and taking refuge in me, you will come to me.
Jai. It's so, the call of bhakti, the call of devotion, it's so simple and so beautiful, It's so simple that many persons, they can't appreciate the dignity of it, because, they think, oh, this is for like the dumb people. Bhakti is for the emotional, uneducated people, who can't do anything. They're not qualified for anything else, so they take up the path of bhakti. Bhakti is accessible for everybody. It's the kindergarten. It's for the kindergarteners, because it's so simple. Who could believe that it's also the highest? That it's available for everyone, for anyone and everyone. So therefore, it must be for, must be a lower thing. But it is not so. This is the contradiction here, that is simultaneously the most simple and accessible and also the highest, and hidden. It is also hidden. Who could believe, that it could be, so simple. So that, this is for the common sense people, the people who want to who are ready for like straight up stuff, They don't need some fancy eyewash or some, fancy billboard or some secret esoteric mantra that will only be given to you after you've done so many asanas for 20 years, but the straight dealing people, they can appreciate this. In Param Guru Maharaj's explanation of the 5th verse of Shikshashtakam, he discusses this point very, very nicely, that there Krishna, he's referred to as Nanda Tanuja, the son of Nanda Maharaj, right? And so he quotes that Nanda Kim Akadod Brahmam Shreya Eva Mahodayan Yashoda Cha Mahabhaga Papo Yasya Stanam Hadi, and that other Shrutam Apare Shmitam Itare Bharatam Anye Jantam Pitaha Aham Hi Nanandam Vande Yasya Linde Pada Brahma. This verse in particular he was highlighting. It's in maybe we read it the other day in Prapana Jivanamrita, saying, I don't remember who it's spoken by, but saying that, some people are taking shelter of the Shruti section of the Vedas, others are taking shelter of the Smriti section, others are taking shelter of Mahabharata. People are following so many different rulings and paths and the scriptures, but Aham Iha Nandam Vande Yasya Linde Para Brahma. As far as I'm concerned, I'm worshipping Nanda Maharaj. Why? Yasya Linde Para Brahma. Because that Param Brahma, that, remote and abstract entity who the yogis are sometimes getting some glimpse of, and the jnanis, they're meditating upon in this great formless aspect, that's very, great and distant, majestic entity. He is playing in the back garden of Nanda Maharaj. He's playing in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj. This great, supreme, unknowable, unfeelable, unseeable entity who so many are getting some touch, some glint, some hint of, if they're very, very lucky. Nanda Maharaj has him in his garden, so I'm going to worship him, If it's possible to have a connection with that supreme entity in such a direct and simple way, then I'm going to go that way. Why do I need to go in this, abstruse and, complicated, ritualistic way when it's actually, it's possible to have such a direct and simple, connection simply through this approach of the heart. So Param Guru Maharaj, he says there, if somebody tells me that a hawk has taken my nose away, then what shall I do? Shall I go and chase after that hawk? Or shall I first check my nose to see if it's still there, So in other words, why should I waste my time on this wild goose chase, when actually it's right here, it's not necessary, It's very simple and very direct, not complicated. But this is it, Think of me, be my devotee, worship me, bow to me, love me, offer yourself to me, take shelter of me, and you will come to me. So, this is the message of Bhagavad Gita, this is the message of Srimad Bhagavatam and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and our Guru Varga. In a nutshell, this is it, And then so many details are there. Okay, well, we can. Anyone have any further comments?
Could you please remind us what the other version of the verse was? This is, and you will come to me. And then
the first verse.
yeah.
The same similar verse of this.
Yes, yes, I understand, yeah. Mame vaishyasi satyam te pratijane priyosi me. He's saying that this is pratijan, means promise, like this is my promise that you will come to me. Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskru mame vaishyasi satyam te. Satya, this is truth. So this evasya is also there. You will certainly come to me. Satya, this is truth, and pratijana, this is my promise to you.
Because you're dear to me. Or that priyosime.
Yeah, because you are dear to me. Yes. Yes. Because, I will not lie to you because you are dear to me. I'm telling you the truth, I'm a liar. Everybody knows I'm a liar. But I don't lie to my devotees, Also in that and those are P. Chet verses where a similar thing is there. Kipram bhavati dharmatma shashtakshantim nigachati kunteya pratijanihi. The same word is there, pratijana, that this promise, pratigya, a vow. Jai Saraswati Didi ki jai. Here Krishna is telling Arjuna to promise this. Jai Shishi Guru Garanga Radha Didi Hari Didi Jai. So in that verse, Krishna is telling Arjuna to promise. And one explanation, maybe it's Vishakha Chakravarti Thakur's explanation, he says that Gurudev mentions, Krishna is telling Arjuna to promise it because Krishna knows that he doesn't always keep his promises. So if he promises, then nobody will believe him. Or they may or they may not believe him. However, he always keeps the promises of his devotees. So if Arjuna promises that my devotee is never vanquished, that Krishna's devotees are never vanquished, then everybody will believe it. Everybody will have confidence in it. But if Krishna says it himself, then they won't take so seriously. Mame vaishyasi yuktya evam atmanam paraya. Okay, well, we can hear Gurudev chanting the last verse.
Iti Sri Mahabharate Shadasahasrang Samhitayang Vaiyasikrang Bhishma Padmani Srimad Bhagavad Gita Supanishatsu Brahma Vidyayang Yoga Shastre Sri Krishna Arjuna Sangabadi Rajavijjajugo Nama Navamuttaya.
So it's very simple, as we were saying, but in practice it's not so easy. It's something we have to remind ourselves that it is a conscious practice. It's not, if it turns into something formulaic or ritualistic or pertaining to just an activity or to some particular capacity or conception, then it's disqualified, right? No. This has to be at the essence of everything that is done in Bhakti Yoga. That it is all, at every point, it is a conscious offering. And for who? For him, not for me or others, but at every point, it must be a conscious offering for his satisfaction, for his pleasure, not for my pleasure or my satisfaction or my position. But at every point, it must be consciously in his interest, for him. And once we evolve, to the platform of real dedication, we will understand and experience that my interest is included in his interest. It is synonymous. Not that it's a drag, or even that it's a sacrifice. In the end, it won't even be that. Because what is good for him is automatically good for me. But that is a higher level of surrender. Man mana bhava mad bhakto madhya jimam namaskuru mame vaisyasi yukto imam atmanam matparayana. Always think of me, be my devotee, always worship me and offer obeisances to me. Thus offering yourself to me and taking refuge in me, you will come to me. Okay, I have a test question. What does me mean here?
What does me what?
What does me mean here? When Krishna says me, always...
In Sanskrit, or what does it mean itself?
I mean in general, when Krishna says always think of me, what's a more specific understanding? How will we...
In like the Bhagavan aspect of divinity. The person.
Okay, I'll give you a clue. What's missing in the Sarva Dharmam Prityaja verse?
What is missing there?
Yes.
Seva, activity.
Okay, seva, but more specifically, how will seva be rendered?
Surrender.
Yes, but to who? But to who? How will it be done? When Krishna says, be my devotee, what does he really mean there? Now I'm spreading my philosophy.
Be devotee of my devotee.
Yes! Very good. Full marks. See, she knows. She knows. Exactly. Because when Krishna says, me does not just mean me, Krishna means a whole system, Like Srila Sridhar says, like the king. If you say, oh, the king's coming to visit, what does that actually mean? The king will never go anywhere alone, but he's going to have, like 50 persons in his entourage, So the same with Krishna, he has there's a whole system around Krishna. And really to substantially connect with Krishna means through his devotees, So sadhu sangha, Vaishnav seva, That is the essential point. That is how we will make a substantial connection. So that's why, as Srila Sridhar Maharaj explains, why Mahaprabhu rejects the Sarva Dharmam Prityaja verse, because it's not specific enough. Krishna is saying, give up everything and surrender unto me, but there's no detail there. How will you do that? In what way will you do it? But then in the Jnane Prayasha Mudapasya Namante Eva, in that verse, then the importance of the sadhu, of the Vaishnava, that is highlighted. So that is, we see in a few cases, Srimad Bhagavatam, it is giving a more developed understanding of different themes that are in Gita, different points made in Gita. There's more elaboration, more specifics in Srimad Bhagavatam. So Bhagavad Gita is hazy in some places. So the importance of the Vaishnava, it's not really there. Maybe it's indicated in a few places. But then we see in Srimad Bhagavatam, and ultimately in the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, everything is made very, very clear, in a very beautiful beautiful way. So anyhow, this is a very nice meditation for us, and as we're performing our various service activities, not just something we're trying to get done, but we want everything to be a conscious offering for the satisfaction of Hari, Guru, and Vaishnava. We're always trying to attune ourselves, to their will, to their desire. I was remembering the other day, it's a very nice article that Devashish Prabhu wrote, actually. It was a little report he wrote after he visited SoCal in, I think, 2004. And he wrote about some of his... He was just writing like a summary of his visit with Gurudev in SoCal. And one very nice thing he mentioned there was how one day when he was sitting in Gurudev's quarters, Gurudev, he said, "I'm always thinking of 3 things." And he said, maybe I can actually find it. It's so nice, I'd like to read it exactly. I think here it is, it's right here. Here it is. Another morning I went to see His Divine Grace, attending the Mangal Arati. When I arrived, he was looking rested and was speaking in a very lively way. I am always thinking about 3 things. What Saraswati Thakur delivered to us, what Srila Swami Maharaj distributed, and what Srila Guru Maharaj wanted to give to the world. And I am always thinking and trying to keep the same tune as them. But I am feeling that as much as I try again and again, it is going out of tune. And again I am trying to retune it. Consciously, I am doing and thinking in this way. Then he began reciting some Bengali poetry and translating into English. O Kavi, who can make the perfect tune as perfectly as you? Who can keep that up? And who is qualified for that? Am I qualified? No, I am not. Therefore I can only come to try and serve you. Finally, in my attempt, I have taken rest in the shade of a tree near to you. But alas, when I am awakening, I see that already the sun is setting and I could not serve you. Now I have come before you with tears in my eyes. Right. He's saying, like what they gave us, I'm always trying to keep in tune with them. And in his divine humility, it's so revelatory, that he's like living in this very fresh state, of trying, aspiring, it's so dynamic. Like, how can we really imagine that? How he, Param Vaishnav, he's living in that consciousness, trying to attune himself. Incredible. So if Gurudev's feeling like that, what to speak of ourselves. Okay. Well, maybe we can stop there, unless anyone has any last. And next week we come to the chapter Shloki of Bhagavad Gita and chapter 10, the 4 principal verses. So that's very exciting. Okay. Jai Srila Gurudev ki Jai, Param Gurudev ki Jai, Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki Jai. Saraswati Didi, you want to sing?
Vishakha Devi Dasi ki Jai.
Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai.
Hari Haraya Namah Krishna Yadavaya Namah.
Hari Haraya Namah Krishna Yadavaya Namah.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Kesavaya Namah.
Yadavaya Madhavaya Kesavaya Namah.
जय जय श्री गुरुदेव की जय समस्त वैष्णव मंडल की जय गोविंद की जय निरंतर श्रीमद्भगवतां चरितमृत की जय जय श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय श्री विशाखा दीदी की जय जय गौर प्रेमानंदे।